Watching the 2024 SCAC Fall Media Days. Today, we're taking a look at the Texas Lutheran University volleyball program. The Bulldogs will once again be led as they head into the season under the guidance of head coach Phyllis Fowler, along with senior leadership from Brylie Nedd. Coach Brylie, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Russell. Thank you.
Coach, we'll open up with you now heading into your 7th season as the head coach of this Bulldogs volleyball program. I'm interested in what you've seen and what you're most proud of as far as the biggest steps of growth that you've seen made over the course of these previous 6 years. And, how excited are you ultimately just to be back with this group at the start of the new season?
Oh, wow. The growth that from the time I've starting this 7th season is just how focused they are, on the prize, whatever that prize they decide is. Early on, we have a team meeting and we write some goals down. And I think for me, that's what's changed the first couple of years here, getting them focused on the right things, whatever it is. I mean, they have to decide that. I can't pick that goal for them and then them work for it. It has to be something they want to work for, right? And I think that these kids and the work ethic and what they bring each year has just gotten better and better, more focused and more driven and toward those kinds of things. And I like seeing that, whatever it is. This group is so exciting. Having these seniors come back, and these 4 seniors they're just awesome. Not just volleyball players, but young ladies too, and role models for all of our girls. And I hope that our younger ones, look at them and watch them. I think that they can really learn a lot on the court and off the court from this group. So they've been really fun. So it's exciting. Having them back and I don't even want to think about next year when we have these big holes, like, with them being gone, but I'm hoping that the young group can just really learn from them, in every way. And I think that they will be such good teachers for them, in our program, in our practices, when we're traveling, just the whole package. I think they're really, really awesome young ladies.
Brylie, coming into this senior year, this is a team coming off of a program record for wins in the SCAC, notching 12 a season ago, an undefeated season at home there in Seguin. What's your mindset coming in as one of the senior leaders within this group? How excited are you to be back and at the start of this new season?
I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. And, senior year is just something special. It's definitely a different mindset. And I think speaking for myself, as well as my fellow seniors, we're ready, we're determined, we're here to fight, and we're not going to give up. And I think that looking into the season this year, we have some really good players coming in, some new blood on the court. And so I think our team chemistry is also already so good. So we're really, really excited to get the season going.
Coach, you talk about this senior class and the veteran, presence that this team has. You look at this roster, you return 6 athletes from this team a season ago that had that success, that played in 100 or more sets on this team, 7 that played in 75 or more sets. So when you have that kind of experience back, does that at all change your approach to preseason? And what are some things that you have been working on with this team throughout the course of preseason to get them prepared to start the year?
Well, it hasn't changed. I mean, it doesn't change our approach. These guys, they know they still have to work hard. Even though they have all that behind them, that's not a guarantee that they'll be on the floor. They understand, that they're fighting for their position, and there are other kids vying for those same spots. So we hold them to that level too, right? So, but having them there and the work ethic that they do show out on the court just helps the other ones even see. Just over this past week, the first few practices, and the way some of the freshmen would react to certain balls, or just whatever. And then now they're changing that. They're already changing that culture and going, oh no, that's not going to work in this, And so that is what's good, is that they know that they're being held, accountable for all this too, and that they got to keep working and fighting, which is, and like she said, the chemistry with the new kids, there's 7 of them, has just been really good, really fun. They're really a fun group, and they're good athletes, and they're just like sponges. They want to learn from us, from them, and just from the time we started, I guess last Saturday to now, they're different. The differences, even on the court, you can see it now. They're going, oh yeah, we're not going to get away with this. We're not going to, and these guys lead by example. And I think that's so, yeah, it's just awesome having these kids return Faith, with libero, and this one with her hitting, and then of course our two setters, that we've had starting for us for, well, basically 4 seasons. And this, so that's exciting just to have that really helps the team gel a lot faster, having them on the court like that.
Brylie, from a student athlete's perspective, kind of take me through how preseason's unfolded at this point. What's the mood with this group? What are the vibes like at campus and during practices? And what are some of the things that are motivating this team going into this season?
Preseason is a grind. That's what we always say. It's a lot of work, and it's hard work, both mentally and physically. And so I think coming into preseason with the right mindset, knowing that it's going to be hard, but willing to work and willing to get 1% better every single day is really what makes us a good team. And I think, like Coach Fowler said, with the freshmen, there's some things that we're trying to teach them, but really they've caught on so fast, and we can tell that they're here. They want to win. They want to learn from us. So that's really exciting. Looking forward into the season. And then also just thinking about our team chemistry. As I mentioned before, we already have players who we know that will step up if they need to, and they're just learning so much. And so it really does help us and keep the vibes good in the gym.
Coach, tell me a little about this 2024 version of this Bulldogs volleyball program. What have you gotten to learn about this team as preseasons unfold? Maybe something that surprised you about this group, and how are those newcomers? You talked about it a little bit, but how are they adjusting to your program as they get settled in and transition here to life at TLU?
Yeah. These girls, they have such great attitudes. They want to learn. They're open to it, learning, and just absorbing everything you tell them. They work hard. And like I said, they're fun. They know how to have fun. They bring energy to the floor, even though they're freshmen. I don't even think they know what they do. But they do. They step on the floor and they have these smiles, but yet they just go at it and they work hard. And we've got some really good hitters that we're probably going to be playing at least three or four freshmen we're going to see on the floor, and so we'll lack a little experience there. But I think just their attitude and their work ethic, their talent, it's gonna be good. Might be a rough start, but it'll be good. But they do fit in really well with the girls we already had, and they just bring an energy to the whole team, and they make us laugh sometimes. Sometimes they just make us laugh because they do things they don't even know, and then they laugh, and then they just and they celebrate, and we're like, oh, they celebrate little things, and I don't know, I feel like we're fortunate with this recruiting class. We needed some hitters, we needed some depth, and I think we got it. Mm-hmm. And just to plug in around what we already had. I think it's really good. We're excited, but I am learning their personalities. Sometimes I'm like, okay, was she sarcastic or was she funny, or what was that? Anyway, but they're really good. But yeah, we're learning their personalities. When you get out on the road and you start traveling with them, that's when you really get, we get them in and out of our gym right now. But when we get around them on all those off times, all the times when you're traveling or whatever, that's when you really start to learn their personalities too. But they are a really fun group of girls, and they are learning the culture that we want them to learn and carry on, through. When these guys are gone, then these girls need to be able to show the next ones. And so I think that's what they're picking up on and learning this past week.
Brylie, coming in, finally, as we wrap up with you coming into this season, the bar has certainly been raised there in Seguin in terms of the expectations because of the hard work that you and your fellow seniors have put in over the last couple of years, and you've seen the growth within the program. So, coming to this year, when you've had conversations with your teammates and some of the other leaders within this group about the goals and expectations, what have those conversations looked like, and ultimately what's going to be key in accomplishing those this year?
Yeah, so it's funny, we were just talking about this, me and my fellow seniors, just thinking about focusing on our side of the net, controlling what we can, playing our level and playing our game, not worrying about what's going on the other side of the net, but controlling our passes, controlling our sets, controlling our hits, and placing the ball in smart shots, just making really smart decisions, playing our game and focusing on ourselves, I think is a really great goal for all of us, freshmen through seniors to focus on.
And finally, coach, as we wrap up with you, one of the great things about our world in sports is success can be measured in so many different ways. Obviously, there's, results and statistics and those types of things, but so many beyond kind of the lines of the court. So when you talk about success to your program and your student athletes, what is that message that you try to deliver? And ultimately, this season looks successful if what plays out over the course of the sport.
Yeah, I mean, the winning part, that, like you said, that's a black and white thing. You're winning, you can see that success, right? But for us, I feel like for me, it always has been that we develop and help develop just really good, strong women to go out into the world, where I always tell them, one day you're going to have a diaper bag here and a baby here and one pulling on your leg, just other situations, and having 3 daughters myself and coaching my entire career, I know, the stresses and the pulls and just preparing them for that and watching them grow up, just watching these kids come through the program and grow up to be such awesome young women, and a lot of the motivational things we do in the book they have to read and the things that we do in our team meeting, to me, that is building young women and not just volleyball players. And that's where I want to measure my success. The most important. Yes, we want to win. Don't get me wrong. We want those successes, but I feel like those will come if we do this other part. And that's how I feel about it. So it's hard to measure that kind of success, but you can see it in this young lady right here.
Texas Lutheran University head volleyball coach Phyllis Fowler, along with senior leadership from Brylie Nedd. The Bulldogs will open up the 2024 campaign when they take on SUNY Cortland on August 30th. Coach Brylie, thanks so much for joining us today, and best of luck as you head into the year.
Thank you, Russell.
Thank you.